So, evening, everybody. I believe we are now live for our first hangout, bringing the communities together. Myself, Steve, and Carl, who are hiding behind there, now live, and do some turning down of the volume. That'll help. So, yeah. So basically, there's Carl. Hello, Carl.
Hi.
And Steve, who's not hiding at all.
Come on, Steve.
Steve.
Hello.
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 There he is. He's still hiding. But he's got his engines out.
Well, hey.
So there you go. Yeah. So basically, the idea is to bring the our groups together and any other groups that we bring into the mix at some point. And as you can tell by this really, really unprofessional presentation, it's our first live. Yay!
Yay!
So the idea is basically we're going to every other Saturday we're going to do a little bit of live at the bench with everybody in different groups, just working on what they're working on. Nothing special per se. And it's literally just a relaxed atmosphere hangout. So there you go.
There we go.
So what are you going to be working on today, Carl?
Me, I am going to be working on something brand new because the stuff I've got on the go at the minute is all sitting and waiting for things to be done either in the spray booth or in the light box. So I am going to be starting this. We'll get that thrown together, see what it's like. So yeah, Revels Tidarian show.
Cool, and you're going to do a full lighting system on that, obviously, and
no. No,
Oh.
it'll just be straight out of the box, built it as it is to see what the kit's like. So if the kit's really, really, because I've not actually looked at it, if the kit's really, really poor, then I might do some bits and pieces on it and add some bits of greeblies and things like that. So we shall see. We'll see what it's like when it comes out of the box.
cool. And Steve, what are you going to be working on tonight?
Well, tonight I am doing some more lighting on my engines on the Revell Imperial Star Destroyer. If I turn his lights off, you might get a better picture slightly. You can just make out I've got some blue flickering LEDs on there.
There we go.
And I've got 3 white ones for the main light engines. And then there's some fibers to go on the back there as well.
Cool.
Nice.
So you're going to do a tutorial on that over the coming weeks?
Sorry, yeah, no.
I tried.
What about yourself, James? What are you going to be up to?
Well, I'm just going to be fiddling around with some bits I've been working on anyway. Those that are part of my group in the mess know that there are a couple of group builds going on at the moment. One is a group build for Vietnam War, which I've been playing. It's here. And also we've got Johnny's World War II fighters in 148. So I have got completely unprepared, he says. I'm working on this little beast, which is a Messerschmitt. It's a very basic kit, and I'm literally just popping it together because it's only a very short period for the build, and I've never done modeling, so it gives me the ability to have a little bit of practice and a go at that. So we'll see.
Cool.
But yeah, that's it really. That's all I'm going to be doing. Obviously, I'll do a bit of reading in the chat if there's anybody there, which there are a couple of people. And then I'm going to hand over to someone else, Steve. I mean, Carl.
Well, in this chat, we've got a few people, so let's start off by saying good evening, Dad, from Scaly Models. Welcome.
Hi, Mike.
And we've got Ed Bush, who I believe is in the America somewhere, from his way he was talking about evening or wherever he is, the afternoon. And we've also got 5760 Scale Models. Good evening as well. Welcome along. And we've got High Attitude Scale Modeling.
I know that name.
Yeah, I do. I can't.
Hello, Brett.
That's it. It's Brett. Hi, Brett. How are you? How's your stangs?
Well, I trust you're all well. Obviously, the idea of this hangout isn't to copy anyone else's things that are going on. So we're not going to do any what we bought this week or what's being released or anything like that, unless there's something that comes up. It's just all about building. So guys in the chat, if you want to tap in there what you're working on, if you're at the bench, if you're lucky enough to be at the bench, or whether you're being naughty and watching at work, let us know what you're up to, because that's the whole idea, is we all interact while we do a bit of model making. So that's cool.
So Ed Bush has put TN. I'm not sure what TN is, where TN is. You might have to elaborate a bit more on that one, Ed.
Could be Tennessee.
I think it is, yeah.
There you go, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Brett's at work.
Brett's at work.
Brett's watching. Oh, they're both watching at work. Oh, dear.
Oh, well, we won't tell you, boss, so.
Oh,
yeah.
No.
Secret safe with us. Just send a check in the post.
Yeah, Tennessee is in the States, so.
Bandai.
Google is my friend.
Ed's working on a Bandai 172 X-Wing. Nice. Nice.
We're liking this. Oh, hello. We're liking this. Sorry, my screen just went very black.
Have you built any more Bandai kits, Ed? Have you built any other ones? I've built a few Bandais now. They go together so well.
Well, you are the science fiction guru.
Yeah.
You are now, because
he is now.
Okay. So, it's formally appointed. Okay, fine.
Yeah, formally.
Oh, you've done the TIE Fighter. Excellent. Yeah, I've got the TIE Fighter. I've got the
Vader one, haven't you?
Huh?
You got the moving one?
No, that's the next wing moving one, isn't it? Where it's got all the buttons and it goes up and down.
Yeah,
it's a gimmick that one, actually, I think. But
see, you already know more than I do.
Yeah.
All right.
Paul's just coming as well. Hi, Paul. How are we doing?
Hey, Paul.
He's working on his Black Pearl. I saw the pictures of that the other day.
Black Pearl. Is that the one that like glow in the dark one? The Black Pearl.
That's a Revell kit, right?
I think the Revell one is, yeah.
I'm going to switch cameras. So.
Nice.
Yeah, I looked at that a year or so ago. It looks nice, but that's going to be hard. All that rigging.
Oh, yeah, I didn't warn them about the singing section, did I?
No.
Oh.
Well, there's no birthdays tonight, so we can't sing happy birthday. Yes.
Is there anyone watching that's having a birthday? Well,
No.
You sure?
So we've got 11 watching so far.
Well, thanks very much for watching, and make sure you pop a comment in, tell us what you're up to. Don't be shy.
Yeah, let us know where you are, what you're working on.
Any questions on sci-fi or lighting? Steve's your man.
So Paul said it is a Revell one, but it's not the glow in the dark one.
It's not. I didn't know they did two versions. I thought they all glowed in the dark, so to speak.
Oh, so Ed's done the advanced TIE Fighter and the TIE Interceptor, and he's cast some Death Star tiles. Does that mean you're doing a dio? That long? You're doing like a dio of the trench? Because if you've got a TIE Fighter and an Interceptor and an X-Wing you're building, that would make sense.
He says that he's posted up on a page. I think this is on your page, isn't it?
Oh, sorry, bad management. Sorry.
I saw pictures the other day. It looks.
Blame the management. Yeah. Blame the admins, Carl. So I've been away from the group page for a while. I had some stuff going on. Yeah.
Stuff. That's the best way to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing a dio. Cool. Cool. And it's lighting. Got some.
Yeah, he's doing the same Star Destroyer, but he's got the Z Screw one.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
It's on my to-buy list, shall we say. Oh,
Yeah, this is the Revell one, which is basically deserves the reboxed. Yeah, it's gone together quite easily, actually.
Something nice in this kit, pre-painted.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Sorry, cutting in.
But yeah, most of the stuff, Ed, like yourself, yeah, I've bought all the LEDs and everything myself. I haven't bought a fiber optic kit. I've just bought loads of little reels of fiber optics, and it's just going to be a totally standalone lighting, just off my own back.
This whole kit's pre-painted.
It's a little bit like the one I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all painted and everything, but it does. You can modify it.
There's plenty of detail on it, so I think I'll just repaint it.
It is literally a snap together kit.
Yeah, that's all right.
But read the instruction card. I'm sure somewhere it says you need to put some weights in it.
Paul's just said that he thinks that the glow in the dark one isn't the Black Pearl. It's another ship. The pirate ship.
Yeah, the fibers are very small. I'll tell you what, Ed. You wait till you actually come to drilling out the freaking holes. Yeah, that was a bit of a mojo killer, and I've only done half of them. If I get time, I'll show what I've done later. But yeah, drilling out the holes on just the top half. You probably won't see it, but I've drilled out all the ones on this bit here, and this is just the bridge section. And there's about a couple of thousand holes to drill, put it that way.
You loved it, really.
Yeah.
The problem is now you've started it.
Oh yeah, you can't
do it, can you?
No, you can't. So at the moment, all the holes are drilled and it's all painted and weathered up on the top section.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get that done first, and then I'll go to the bottom section. But yes, it will be worth it in the end. Wants to be.
I'm sure it will be. Ed said he's adding 0.25 mil fibre to his X-Wing. A small amount compared to the ISD.
That's still going to make it pop, though. I didn't. Yeah.
To be honest, that's one thing I wouldn't mind getting hold of was the PE kit for the Colonial Fighter that I got, because I wouldn't mind lighting up the cockpit, etc.
Cockpit, yeah. That would need to be done with fibre.
Yeah, I've got the fibre. Just haven't got the PE set. But yeah.
Yeah, no, but you just probably need to light that with fibre optics.
Yeah, I have seen someone do it.
Yeah, I think I pointed you in the direction of that video, didn't I? That time?
Yeah, that's right. You did. Yeah, it was your fault.
Me, I never did. I never did.
And the Raptor does it.
The Raptor, yeah.
Yeah. Too many other projects at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to take much to put this together. Like, there's not a lot to it.
Shouldn't take you long. You're done by your night.
So you're going to have it fully repainted and weathered by the end of the show?
Yes.
Countdown is progressing.
I've got. Let me do that. I've got a.
You got countdown and everything.
Where's that timer I've got? Yeah, I'm gonna need to get a timer though, aren't I?
Mm-hmm.
Gonna have to get that sorted. That's gonna be interesting too. All right, stop thinking. Too much.
Just in case somebody is interested, the other things I am working on is the Revell 152nd scale snow speeders, painted a la World War II. German, and British.
Very nice.
So they are finished and ready to go onto the diorama, which is down there, but I'm not going to show you that.
Oh, no spoilers.
That'll be in the reveal once it's finished. You boys have already seen it. So. The other thing I'm working on is Dragon's Panzer III, which is this one. So we've painted a spotted camo. We've also added some physical damage to it. We've added some on the front there. I don't know if you can see them. They're like shell hits. See them on there. We've added a couple, well, one on the back, across that back, like there. So it's streaking across the top. So this is all now ready for glossing and weathering. So, like I say, so I can't do that tonight because it'll be too much time in the spray booth. And the last thing I'm working on is this one, which has been a bit of a mojo killer, to be honest. A lot of fit issues, a lot of parts that really don't follow the instructions, and the instructions are absolutely shockingly poor. And this is Trumpeter's German motorcycle and sidecar.
That's cool.
So this is what I'm doing the build series on my channel at the moment. So I need to get back and start filming some stuff and actually get back onto it. So once you get past the build stage and we actually start painting, it'll probably improve a little. So that's everything that I'm working on at the moment.
We just had Matthew Piggott joining.
Evening, Matthew.
And he's going to be at the bench in about half an hour, so that'll be good.
Yeah, but the idea for tonight is, as I say, it's sort of a test out of things to come for us, and us to get our hands dirty, so to speak, doing the live hangouts.
You could almost say a dress rehearsal.
Yeah, well,
almost.
Yeah, I suppose you could call it a dress rehearsal. Certainly a dress rehearsal of some stuff in which we've got coming up, hopefully.
Yeah.
No, we will be near the end of March, but we'll talk about that next time, I think. So tonight will be potentially for a couple of hours, maybe a bit more. See how many people join us. See how it goes. Really, see how we feel. So that sort of answers your question, Matthew. Brett asked, "When's my next build? My next diorama video series?" Yeah, something is in the pipeline, but I haven't got a firm schedule as to when and where and how at the moment. I've got a few projects on the go, and basically I decided that I would break it down as best I could, so I was showing different skills. So watch out for that. That should be, I hope, in the next month or so, I suppose that should start, but we'll see. And then after that, I have got some plans for some other bits and pieces, but I'm not going to tie myself down to a date at the moment. So there you go. That's that.
Of course, he's got the lighting tutorial coming.
Yeah, of course. That's part of the problem. I don't want to clash with Steve and his lighting tutorial.
Yeah.
He's being pestered for, in fairness.
Yeah, by quite a few people, actually. Quite a lot of asked for it.
Listen, I'm just bobbing along, making it up as I go along. I'm no expert.
Same as the rest of us, then.
That sounds like everybody else. Certainly me. But anyway.
Trial and error. It's only trial and error, that's all it is.
Dear. So,
because now this one won't come through. Oh, you git.
Of course, I did a bit of typing as well, so sorry about that. What else we got there? Ed says, I'm amazed you guys can build multiple things at once. I'll be honest. For me, I can only talk about me. For me personally, the reason that happens isn't actually because that's how I like to do things. It's normally because I've got to an impasse of something. So I'm either I've started to build something and I've not thought ahead and I've run out of paint, or I've got some extra bits and pieces I suddenly want to add, and I'm waiting for that to come in. So idle hands and all that makes if I've got idle hands, it just means the wife finds jobs for me. So yeah, try and do other bits. And then the other side for me as well is sometimes there's certain things that I do that will all come together in a later part. For example, if I'm doing a diorama, I might have several things on the go that are all going to come back to that end piece, if you like. So that's why I do it. What about you, Steve? What have you got so much on your bench?
I'm only doing the one model. I've gone down the route of having a couple on the go.
I promise I'll never do it again, but yeah.
I struggle doing more than one thing. The only time I did more than one thing was last year when I was still doing the Enterprise. And that was because I was taking my real time on doing that one. Because it was such a big thing to do.
Do you find that when you're doing a big subject that you need the distraction?
I did with that one because it was such a daunting build. Because it was so big. I needed just to every now and then just step back.
Right.
And then think about it for a little bit, do some research.
Right, yeah, I got you.
And then come back to it. And I've just pulled that off of there by mistake. There you go. What do you want to come through there?
Right, I'm just gonna. I'll be back in 2 seconds.
No problem at all.
You're closing that door. What about you, Carl? You tend to do 2 or 3 one things at once.
Yeah, I got to a point where it was like I said to myself, I'm only going to start building one thing at once, because it got to a point where you were just all over the place.
He says when he's got 3 things going.
Exactly, and it really didn't last very long. Like James said, it gets to a point where you're waiting on either oils to dry, which can take anything, several days to dry, or you're waiting on some new paint or a colour that you've run out of. So you think, okay, I'll just start something else.
Mm.
And before you know it, you've got 5 or 6 models on the go. So the only reason I'm starting this one tonight is because, like I said, it's all the other stuff is sitting waiting to do things that take a long time or need a bit of solid concentration. It's a nice, easy build for while we're doing the line.
Yeah, well, I'm not a prolific builder, so.
I only built 4 models last year. That was it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I thought you did more than that.
So, and this year I've done 2 so far, and this is the 3rd one on the go now. Hopefully this year I'll get a few more bits and pieces done. That's straight. Look at.
Oh, this is not playing tonight.
Is it giving you grief?
Yeah.
A bit like my controls. I'm trying to get rid of my ugly face because I don't want to scare people.
That's why I switched to the bench. Folk running for the hills else.
So what did I miss while I disappeared?
Not much. James was just asking why I've got so much on the go at the minute. Just saying,
okay.
There's very similar reasons, because I'm waiting for all the bits and pieces to dry.
Yeah, you get to the impasse, don't you?
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, for me, when when I get to an impasse, I find it really frustrating because generally you get to a point where you sort of get into a bit of a ribbon and you're starting to bring stuff together, and then all of a sudden it's like immediate stop.
Yeah.
And you got to keep doing stuff to keep the momentum going.
I'm getting nervous of actually doing the next step and not wanting to mess everything up. That plays a little bit of a role with me as well.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna lie, I find that too.
You spent all that time getting to where you want it, and then it's the next bit. Fuck off.
Yeah.
It's like, best not. I'll just wait, build up the courage.
And especially with all three of us who, we're doing videos of our builds and stuff on the YouTube.
Yeah.
That adds its own dynamic as well.
Yes.
So that's part of the reason why I've not done an awful lot since the last build, because that was just, it was a lot. It's a lot more than I thought it was going to be at the time. Worth it. I enjoyed it, and feedback was good. So we've been joined by Shadowland Scale Models. Good evening.
Good evening.
Evening.
Guys, just say no. I'm really, really bad with first names, so I normally will go with whatever's on the screen within reason. So yeah, if you want to pop your name in there, I'm not going to promise you I'm going to remember, but it might make it a little bit easier. And tell us what you're working on, Shadowland. If you're at the bench. John. Hey, now I can remember John. I might not be able to connect the two together, but I'll remember John. What are you working on, John? And Brett, while I'm thinking of it, when are you at the bench? When are you going to start doing some model making? Or how long are you at work for? I forget the time difference.
Brett's working on his SU at the minute.
I'll be honest, I don't know. That's bad, isn't it?
He did mention it in chat earlier on, I think.
Oh, did he? Oh, that's even worse. That's just made me feel really bad. Yes, SU 34. I missed that. Don't ask me how, but I did.
I'd like to say that's a tank, but it's probably not.
It's not. An SU 34 is a plane, I believe.
Yeah.
Could be wrong.
No, you're probably not.
I'm no expert, but I believe it or not.
Here, SU, I associate with Russian tank destroyers. So. That's what playing well, the tanks.
You'll come back and say it's a submarine there, you what? Oh. Excuse me for my cough. Oh, I don't want a bit what I want. That bit.
1, 2 down.
All of a div. I don't know what I'm doing tonight. So I'm assuming that you heard my dearest and nearest behind me chatting in the hallway.
Yes, to mummy, dear mama.
We just had a phone call, so we have I'm lucky to have a hobby room, but
yeah.
I do share the space per se with my good lady who's not far behind me. Door shut, but
now what I want to know is the good lady, with Valentine's coming up,
is she going to buy me a present?
No,
I'll be honest with you, Steve. I daren't ask her.
Is she gonna, one night when she come around, she's giving some suggestions,
I would think, to be honest, my wife would probably suggest something to the effect of a night me at work, probably. I don't know.
No, I just remember that one night when she brought that perfume out.
I did get into
It's in the
trouble.
shape of the shoe.
To go totally off subject, it's not model related, but I did get in trouble today.
Oh,
I was reminded that
Again?
I was reminded that when my good lady found some perfume, which would be surprised to find out it's perfume, but she found some perfume and reminded me about a gift that I hadn't actually got her.
oh dear.
And maybe that would be a good suggestion.
A good start, yeah.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I didn't have my wallet with me, so.
Oh.
But it's okay. I don't want to worry anybody. My mother-in-law paid for it in the end, so that's what.
You forgot your wallet.
I know. I did. Do you know what? The truth of the matter is, I did at some point today. Yes. We went into Tesco's and I loaded everything up and
I went, oh,
got it all scanned and everything. And the lady told me how much it was. And I was like, yeah, no worries. Put my hand on my pocket and went, I don't appear to have my wallet with me.
Okay.
But yeah, no, you got around that embarrassment. That's all good. So, John, not Shadowland. John is, funny enough, just about to start a Roden 148th Fokker D7.
Oh, we should hold on to it.
Yeah, hold on to that one.
Oh, I can't believe, John, you're gonna make me talk about it. All right, I will. So, yeah, part of the reason for the going lives is we do hangouts every week anyway, as a group, as a fellow communities supporting each other. But on the 22nd of March is my group's birthday. From its so when it was created. And what we've chosen to do, the admins of that group, of which Steve and Karl are, as I am of their group, and Pops and Johnny, we've decided that we're going to do a 48-hour birthday build. And the subject that we've chosen, what is actually a Fokker. So any Fokker you like in 148. I can't believe I said that without tripping up. But anyway, move on quickly. No one will notice. And any Fokker you like in 148, but you've got 48 hours to build it from start to finish. So, John, if you've got another one in the stash you want to get involved, cool. If you want to change your mind and build something else and get back to that, that'd be cool too. Or you could just ignore it completely and just give us some inspiration. That'd be even better.
Yeah.
Because we haven't got a clue when it comes to Fokkers.
Nope.
We have no Fokker clue.
Correct.
Fokker.
So, that's coming up. And that's obviously, we're hoping over the 48 hours to run a live feed for that, for those that we can get onto a live feed.
Yes.
Of which Karl and Steve have volunteered.
What?
Yeah.
Did I not tell you that? Oh, anyway, yes. Yes.
What was
that? So, yeah, hopefully there'll be a couple of others. We will have people join us as we get used to mashing the buttons and talking dribble.
Yeah, hopefully there'll be a few more of us in a fortnight.
Yeah, in a fortnight's time. So we're only going to do it every other week because obviously we don't want to overcommit ourselves and not deliver. And also we've got that horrible thing called work that gets in the way and life. So, yeah. So next time, in a fortnight's time, we've got a couple other people that are in the wings, so to speak. And hopefully it'll get bigger and bigger.
Indeed.
That's what she said.
I don't know.
Those were the days, my friend. Anyway, moving on. And where's Simon?
Moving on.
So that's 2 wings built already.
Sorry.
There really isn't a lot to this.
Right, so here goes nothing.
You're mashing through that, aren't you?
Yeah. I'm going to roll it quickly, I think.
It's a good thing.
Yeah, I suppose you could count one of those kits. It's a mojo builder because you get through it quick. It's nothing difficult, and it's
Yeah, it's literally, from what I've seen, it's literally just a snap together kit.
it's
It's supposed to be
it's not an expensive kit, so.
but you can modify it.
Can potentially become a bit of a mule as well, can it? I suppose.
Okay,
Yeah. That's what happened to my Enterprise NX-01. I became a mule. The worst kit fit ever.
So that's one thing I haven't actually got is a mule.
I use the base mainly. That's mine. It's my mule. You see, I was practicing coming.
Yeah.
See which
Oh,
one.
that was your mottling, not mottling, your camo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Polar Lights NX-01. What a horrible fitting kit. So it just got used to test things on.
That's a good thing. So we've got 12 people watching. Thanks for joining us. Make sure you make a comment, say hello, tell us what you're up to. Don't be shy, we don't bite. Not on a Saturday anyway. Friday night's slightly different. Chris has just joined us in the house.
Chris, oh, hello, Chris.
Chris, yeah, it's just us 3 at the moment.
Thought you were coming in, Chris.
You're welcome if you want to.
Indeed.
But no pressure. We don't do pressure.
But where are you?
We don't.
Oh, we said no singing tonight, didn't we? Sorry.
Could be finable, you know. Bursting into song.
Probably busy doing some photo etch.
Chris is the photo etch king, so he should be in. And
He is, yeah, and I will be needing Chris's help in photo etch department very soon as well.
Didn't you just buy a pile of photo etch?
someone bought a load for me. Perfect.
Yeah, you're not far behind, are you? You got. I see another tutorial coming up.
Oh, yeah. It's so funny.
What?
Fuck dear.
As you can probably hear, I'm also sharing a room.
Oh,
You
yeah.
also sharing what, a lube?
The oldest loon sitting behind me.
Ah, okay.
Right, nobody should watch what I'm doing now.
I think he's playing Siege or something like that, so you may hear the odd occasional profanity.
I don't believe there'll be profanities at all. We're well controlled.
Ooh, from Mr. Christopher?
Oh, okay.
Oh, I don't think so.
Oh, don't worry, John. None of us will be staying awake for 48 hours. It'll be, shifts, I think.
Yeah, we've not fully worked it out yet, but I have participated in one before, and yeah, it is almost impossible to stay awake. It can do with the aid of aids. There are certain things out there that will help you, but not in the long run.
Coffee.
Yeah.
On an intravenous drip.
But yeah, we haven't quite worked that all out yet. We are still very much planning the finer details, and also as it stands right now, it is UK based, so there may be a particular point where we decide that head down, etc.
Yeah, elevator music on.
Yes.
Go to sleep.
Yeah, all right, Chris. That's no worries, man. No worries at all. Yeah, do you know what? I think we're going to need some support, John, to be honest.
Yeah.
We're definitely going to need some support. But it's for fun at the end of the day. It's not for anything other than that.
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
Amazing, isn't it? Two exactly the same pieces. This one needed to be clamped to get it to fit, and this one didn't.
Yeah, that's pretty normal.
So that's the wings done, just the body. Just a bit off.
So, Chris, have you been out on your bike today, or are you been at the bench? For those that you don't know, Chris Walters is our another colleague in crime, if you like.
Yeah.
He joins us with our Hangout, what has done the off
every week.
Every week, without fail, unless he's on his motorbike.
Chris is our PE expert.
Oh, yes.
So we'll be expecting a tutorial video soon. I think he might have gone.
Gentlemen. There we go. There's the satellite engines.
Oh, look at that. They look nice.
Very nice.
I like how they turn green. That's nice.
Mm.
Yeah, that's when they're going into walk drive. Right, so let's get the other ones hooked up as well.
Do you know when you start some instructions and you think to yourself, oh, that looks quite easy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a Dragon Kit, is it?
No. I don't know who it is, but I don't think it's going to survive very long. At this rate, anyway. the picture on the instructions resembles no bearing to the actual part at all.
Yeah.
How are you meant to make that up?
I don't think you could lose stuff in such a small space. You can never find it when you're looking for it. Oh, it's gone.
Oh, okay. So that would be that.
All right, so there you go. Sublight engines and the what do we call it? Engines.
He is so thundering through that, isn't he?
Very nice.
Yeah,
Very nice.
yeah, I'm quite pleased with that. And I've just got some fibres to go on these end bits.
You got some fibres to go on your end bits.
Yes, we need a bit of fibre on the end.
Cool.
Pleased with that, I think.
Definitely one step closer to that tutorial. Definitely.
Sorry.
Good when you get lights in it, Steve.
He's a funny man.
He's the kind of poor.
Funny man.
So unfortunately, we've lost a couple. We've only got 9 watching now.
Oh,
But that's okay.
There are other things to do on a Saturday night at the city and watch
They are, certainly.
the likes of us sitting here doing this.
Grown men playing with plastic. Or is that a completely different video?
You get more viewers.
Oh, right.
oh.
Me for one.
I say. I think Brett's gone back to work.
Yeah, probably.
His boss come in and caught him.
Yep.
I think Brett is the boss, isn't he? I think he's a
Well,
I think.
no boss is actually the boss ever. Especially if they're married. I said that out loud and everything.
Did you get a look?
Did I get a look? I don't know. There's a lump of wood between me and the look, so I didn't get the door open, anything thrown at me, so bonus.
So that's nearly the first hour done already, boys.
Yeah, quick. Run away.
I'll be back in a few minutes, chaps. I need to go to
Yeah, no worries. Steve's obviously gone off to get ready for his segment.
Yeah. Get all his materials prepped.
That's good, isn't it? You can't tell I'm not a plane builder. So, John, how are you getting on with your Fokker? Have you actually started it, or what are you up to? And Ed was... the dementia really doesn't help me. Ed's playing with his TIE fighter, wasn't he? That's right.
Mm.
How are you getting on with it today? Are you actually... I know you were at work, weren't you, Ed, actually?
Yeah, I think he was working on an X-Wing.
Was it X-Wing?
I think so, if I remember rightly.
Oh.
Which I usually don't.
So what we're learning is a pad and pencil might be handy. Either that or a secretary to put cards in my hands.
Well, that's what we've got Steve for.
Yeah, no, you're right. It is X-Wing. I didn't go up far enough. He completed the TIE fighters. John's still staring at the instructions. Is that because it's a Rodin kit? What are they like, John? I've not built any. And Eddie's doing all the little masking and spraying. Yeah.
Spraying panels. Oof.
Yeah, that's gonna give you a happy face.
Oh.
Definitely. Rodin, from what I remember, last time I looked at some kits at Rodin when I was at a show for Rodin, a lot of the kits look like quite interesting.
Yeah.
But I hear so many negative things about Rodin. I don't know what they're like.
No, don't think I've ever done one.
Not brave enough. Well, here we go. Glue the wing together. I did my charity work yesterday with some of the guys from the Royal Hospital in Chelsea.
Yeah.
And it's the first session I've actually sat down and managed to do any building.
Okay.
Because quite often you're helping other people, helping the service users, or I'm normally chatting.
Yes.
But yeah, I started actually gluing some plastic together, and I didn't take any of the fancy stuff from my bench.
Yeah.
So just obviously using the same stuff as the service users.
Yes.
And using the old Revell contact.
Oh yeah, I saw mine up there.
Yeah, I've still got them. That is what I used to use before they turned me thin. God, blimey, there's a technique to that. I'd forgotten that. It's not as
easy with the brush, without the brush, is it?
No, it's
you really do get used to the brush.
I was really surprised just how much I'd forgotten, for want of a better phrase. You've been so spoiled with the stuff I've been using. So yeah, that was an eye opener, I'll tell you. Plus, it was a 1/72nd plane as well, which was not my favourite scale, if I'm honest.
Is it? Is your favourite scale or isn't it?
No, it's not. It's not my favourite scale. It's just a little bit fiddly for me.
I was going to say I'd have to build that under a microscope.
It's a shame because it's it was oh, what's it called? Oh, Warren, is it? Warren. Oh, that's going to annoy me now. It's a 1950s prop plane.
Okay, so we are being asked, are there any kits being released this year that you are looking forward to?
Oof.
There's a few kits that I'd like, but are out with my price range, aka Wingnuts certain bomber, which I would like, but that's not going to be a cheap kit. Now that Revell have started to release the Bandai stuff, I would like to buy Revell's perfect grade Millennium Falcon.
Oh yeah.
Again, that's into the hundreds of pounds. Other than that, I've not really seen anything else that really jumps out at me yet.
How about yourself, Steve?
I'm with Karl on the Bandai stuff from Revell. I'm hoping I would love to get the PG Falcon, but
yeah, perfect grade Falcon.
Yeah, it is a bit out of my price range as well, I'm afraid. But I wouldn't mind the 1/8 scale BB-8 if I can get it. But again, to be honest, I think this year I'm on a bit of a buying ban really because I've got so many kits that I just want to get on with.
Yeah, I want to concentrate on getting some proper tools, shall we say.
Yeah, I think for me, I always find it a difficult question because there's loads of things I like the idea of from year to year when they're released. But I am slowly coming to the point where I'm thinking to myself, because a lot of the stuff I like is 1/35 scale, which potentially can take up a lot of room.
Yeah.
You know, when you're starting to talk about horse gliders and all that sort of stuff, because that would be something I'd have to put in a diorama. Then you know, I need a new room.
Doing dioramas. Once you start doing dioramas, it's difficult to just build a model and put it on the shelf.
Yeah. So for me, I've done a couple of experiments and pieces with artwork. Purely because, if I'm honest, to try and give myself a different way of displaying my model. So there is a few ideas to do with planes and stuff. Tim Iverts from ISM set me up with an idea of the Wingnut Wings front section of the Lancaster.
Yes.
Coming out of a picture frame, but that's quite pricey. I'd be scared of it if I'm honest.
Yeah, Ed's just mentioned that he's got the Falcon sitting in his backlog, but he's afraid to start it. I've had the Bandai 1/48 scale X-Wing, the one with the movable parts and everything. That's sitting in my cupboard, and that's the kit I'm scared to start because I don't want to mess it up. And my son bought it, 2-3 years ago, maybe 2 years ago.
I suppose one thing I am waiting for, if it does come out, is the D'Agostini X-Wing.
Yes.
They've done 5 issues of it and then stopped.
The X-Wing, they run into legal issues, I think.
Oh, is it? Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's available in America and in Germany.
Yeah, it's probably something to do with licensing or something like that.
Oh, sorry, because it's like I say, it's running in Germany and America.
Well, it won't have anything to do with Brexit.
No, of course not.
That'll be about the only thing that isn't involved in Brexit, but that's a whole different channel, different story.
Yes.
Politics, we're not doing politics.
I think, to be honest, that with going back to the question, yeah, there's a lot of things that are being released, and there's a lot of interesting stuff as well. We are getting very, very spoiled with subjects. The Hellcat, the FX Hellcat appeals as well.
Yeah,
that does appeal because that, although it's a big scale, it's not that big a beast, really.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we saw it tough, didn't we? So when they revealed it,
yeah. If you go for the fold down wings on it, yeah, it's nice size. But realistically, I suppose if I was going to a show or looking around for something to buy, I think just something that challenges me would be what I'd like to get this year. Just do something different. So how about yourself? What would be your? I know you said primarily you're a car builder, and Beesmax are releasing some nice new kits. But what sort of thing would you like to see hit your bench this year? And then you've got Chance at NW joined us. Way up.
Evening, morning, afternoon.
Tell us where you're from, what your first name is, what you're building. Hopefully you're sat at the bench enjoying a bit of modelling time. Sharpie is in the house. Hello, Sharpie. How are you?
Mr. John Sharp. Good evening.
That's Sharpie to you.
Mr. Aquatics himself.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, John, you talking about that I forget what it's called now. That fish, I had two of them and they ate everything in the tank. And then there was one.
So, is that what's happened to? Because I know he's lost one recently, hasn't
he? Yeah. They are vicious. They look lovely and pretty, and they're vicious, and then they grow to the size of the tank. Mine was massive because he was the only bugger left in it.
Oh look, Chance is working on the SU-34 as well.
Ooh. I hope, Sharpie, you're working on something. Tell us what it is.
We'll have it done by the end of the night.
Yeah, try not to go too fast because, you know, we are at a slow pace. Almost the right word. And that's a fishy response, I believe.
What's he put? That's it, the Guami, yeah.
Be kind to me, Sharpie. I am just like Tim when it comes to reading stuff.
Yeah.
But I do have two other people that can do it for me instead.
Ooh.
Get in there.
Oh yeah, I was supposed to be asking you about the bird of prey, Steve.
Oh yeah, you aren't you?
Oh, that's right.
Let me.
Isn't there supposed to be a new kit coming soon?
I don't know about that.
Mm.
Let me get these other sides of these fibre optics done, and I'll get it done.
Is it the Polar Light one you've got?
No, it's the AMT.
Oh, that's okay then.
There was one just released, wasn't there? A Klingon.
That was the Katinga.
Katinga. It's a battle.
Which is 1350 battle cruiser. It's 2 foot long.
Because that got a lot. There were a lot of extras come out with that as well, wasn't there?
Unnecessary extras. In my eyes, unnecessary extras. Sorry. You can buy the kit for £100 and something.
Yeah.
And then you can buy the lighting kit for £99. Which I reckon if you used to do everything, if you used to buy all the components for that lighting kit,
Wow.
it'd probably cost you 20 quid.
Come on, Steve, you can strike a match. You can do it.
Yeah, no, let's go for the proper one this time. Yeah, Christ's sake. And it's supposed to be Swan, Sylvester, easy light ones.
So here on Candles United.
Yeah, it's like, fuck me. Light the fucking thing.
It's broken.
The match, bro.
The flint on this match don't work.
So, yeah, so I wanted the kit, and then I was told someone was going to get it. And they said, yeah, I'm getting it. And then it kept getting pushed back. And then I just got fed up waiting in the end.
Right.
And just spent all the money. I had the money there. I just spent it on.
Are you buying off a third party, were you?
No. I was buying it from a seller, but it just caught the release date. There, teeth packing. The release date didn't get pushed back.
Just going to interrupt just very quickly. Sorry. Ed's just saying goodbye to us. Thanks very much for joining us, Ed.
Cheers, Ed.
So we are here every other week.
Next one's the 20. I think
it is the 23rd. So we look forward to seeing you. If you're available, that'd be great. If not, take care of yourself. Take care.
Oh, the wife's giving me grief. Well, I hope it goes all right, mate. I'm sure it's not as much grief as what mine's going to be giving me.
And Chancellor has just said as well that I think they're saying that it's because of the cold he can hide in his man cave today. Hoping the wife doesn't catch him.
Excuse.
Keep the volume down and we won't tell her. And yes, Sharpie, don't use Latin names, please.
Get a lighter.
You can if you want to, but don't expect them to be read out.
Yeah, Steve.
The stupid thing is, I've got one somewhere. Can't light a picking match. How bad is that?
But that's all right because that's giving me an idea. We can do it. You could do a tutorial on that.
Oh. Fuck off, you fella.
He's gonna be busy, boy.
Okay. There's the first issue. We've got round pegs on the feet. We've got hexagonal holes in the kit. And the round pegs are bigger than the hexagonal feet. So they're jammed. Oh, no, that one fits. They're different sizes. That's clever. I'm going to cut those off.
So you've got to fit something into a different hole.
Let's give it a push.
Push it in.
It's gone.
Squeeze it in, it'll be fine.
Just rub it in the hole.
Someone is not sounding convinced.
Okay. They do fit.
That doesn't make a lot of sense. Chancelle's asking if anyone has had any experience of the Hatati paints.
Attacker paints? No. No, all my paints are pretty much to ears.
No, but I know Norman Denson, he recommends them.
Yeah?
Yeah, he says they're quite good.
Unless I order them offline.
You can get
You can only get to me.
the multi-packs.
I do like to support the local shop rather than buy online as much as possible.
Yeah, well, I ain't got a local shop. So...
You've not got a Hobbycraft?
Yeah, but their stock is very pants. Like non-existent.
Ours is pretty well stocked.
No, that doesn't. Quite deep already.
No, my local Hobbycraft. I think they've given up the ghost, to be honest.
Yeah?
Yeah, they've pretty much stripped everything out. I know they had a big round, didn't they, at some point with Airfix, for example.
Yeah.
And Revell seemed to have. They suddenly sold all the Revell stuff off, and then got some stuff back in, but the section that it was in is reduced by at least 3/4. So, and the other local store to me is limited. I think would be a polite way of putting it.
Yeah.
Which is a shame because I do go in there and I do try and support the local stores. But...
Yeah. It's like the modelling section in our Hobbycraft is smaller than my shed.
Wow.
So there you go, Chancellor. Sharpie was just saying there that he had some of the first ones when they first come out and had been the operative word. But I've heard the same sort of rumour as such that they have got a lot better. But yeah. But you bought the set for your piece that you're working on. Yeah, let us know how you get on with them. It'd be interesting to know.
Yeah.
We've got someone's just joined. CatGuard06. Hi.
Hi, CatGuard.
Hello, CatGuard. What are you working on?
And where are you from?
So, Charles, what's up? You're trying that brand out. What paints do you normally use? Is it the Model Air or what is your go-to paint? And John's lucky he's got his local one's a good one, apparently. Local model store. Yeah, we used to have a pretty good model store close by, but I think like a lot of them are suffering because of the online sales side of things, but also it's a generational thing. So father and a family sort of operation, and when the father retires, it tends not to go so well.
There you go, Steve. Confirmation we need to put 20 grams in this back piece here.
Yeah, I thought it was weight somewhere.
So now I've got to find my weights. Got some somewhere. I've no idea where.
And Chance's saying that he's got Tamiya, Model Air, Revell in Games Workshop. So good mixture and some Humbrol. Yeah, it sounds like me. I've got quite a lot of those. I don't have Model Air. I do have just Model Color. I tend to I get on better with that this morning.
Yeah, I've got a couple of Model Air, but not huge. I've got a couple of Citadel paints as well.
Yeah, Citadel, a good point. A good paint.
It's good if you're doing your figures and stuff like that.
And yeah, Sharpie used to. He originates from a couple of miles away from where I currently live, which is Hertfordshire, Essex border. I assume that's what you mean by the Master Builder, Lord Skiffins.
Oh, right. I shall be back in a minute. I'm going to find my weights.
Yeah, John. I think to be honest, any local hobby stores has got to carry all sorts of stuff now. Got to have a wide range, and I think that's part of the problem with it is because there's such a wide range of stuff out there now. It's difficult for them to make the money, I guess. But the remote control side of things are, especially around where I am, seems to be an awful lot of that going on, to the point where places that do this sort of stuff stop this stuff and carried on with the remote controls. But Hobbycraft, these Chancer it's no matter where you go in the UK, Hobbycraft, it will never be the same in each area. They vary so very, very much.
Yeah. Like I say, ours has got a full range of Tamiya paints, full range of Revell paints. It's got some Humbrol paints. It's got 2 or 3 aisles of kits. So quite lucky there. But of course, if people stop buying, they'll just reduce shelf space.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they did with ours. It got smaller and smaller. It was downstairs. Wasn't too bad. And then it got smaller and smaller, like I said. Then they moved it upstairs to where it's literally back all nearly.
But see, we used to have a little bit of stock for Airfix in the range, which is a local store near us, and it just suddenly disappeared one day. I don't know where it went, but it obviously wasn't selling very well. And what they'd done is they decided that they'd find a little home for it.
Right.
And they literally stuck it under the stairs. They stuck it under the stairs behind some calendars, and no one knew it was there at all. Even the staff. You say to the staff, "Where's the model kits?" "Oh, in toy section." "No, they're not." "Yeah, no, definitely are." They walk you down there and go, "Oh, they're not, are they?" Yeah, completely flummoxed them. And they sat there for 9 months underneath the stairs. And then eventually, the next time I went in, they'd obviously gone, "Do you know what? Get rid of that stuff under the stairs because it just ain't selling."
Yeah.
Strangely.
It ain't selling, and we don't know why.
Yeah. So, that all went. There wasn't anything. It wasn't a great range by any means, but it's a shame, really. So Chance's Chancer goes to the Wrexham Club.
Oh, okay.
I assume he's up that way because he's saying that there's 2 model clubs nearby. So yeah, he's obviously in an area of the country where it's still quite strong. There is patches of it in there, actually. the north seems to be quite well. It's still well loved.
I used to live down that way.
So I'm just going through this kit, building bits up, so I can eventually go to the booth and spray it all.
Well, that's my weights in. Be a few hours drying.
Carl's doing Maltesers.
Yeah. Now I might have put them where they're not going to disappear and where I can actually see them.
There you go. Sharp is just saying that the Chesterton model shop was killed itself by overexpanding into a bunch of lines that didn't sell.
Yeah,
and the fact that he quit as well, which killed the shop. Yeah. You should feel guilty. you killed a local model shop.
Sharpie.
And chances from the Wrexham and Chester have clubs, as does Wirral and let me say that again because that's really bad. Basically, Wrexham, Chester have clubs as well as the Wirral and Liverpool. The Wirral is Liverpool, isn't it? Oh, I can't believe I said that.
Oof. Oof.
Oof. Started a wow now.
Excuse me. Look at that, they've painted all this lovely interior. My own camera there.
They've painted it for you.
They painted all that lovely interior for you, and then you go and cover it up with a non-see-through canopy. I don't think it's see-through. No, it's not. Yeah.
No, you can't see through it.
Yeah.
But you're supposed to be able to lift the top off, aren't you?
Are you? What, like the toy used to be?
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
B22. Yeah, no, Sharpie. That's the other side of the coin, isn't it? You know, if you're in a job in which doesn't pay you enough money to live properly, then
what's the point in doing it?
As much as you may love what it is you do, you've got to live. Yeah, I'd love to have a model shop, but you just wouldn't be able to live on it, would you?
It depends if you just had a shop or if you took it online as well. If you had the shop for the casual walking, but did it online.
I think these days you've got to be online.
Oh, you'd have to be online. You would, and I appreciate that you potentially could make a reasonably good living, but to set that up from scratch, you know,
that's the hard part. Yeah.
That's going to take a lot of effort, a lot of money,
especially the amount of competition that's out there.
Oh yeah, and realistically, I suppose realistically, the only way to do it would be to set it up online first. And then would you have a shop, a local shop, or would you not?
Yeah.
However, with that said, one thing I think would work really, really well is the wargaming side of things is quite a lot bigger than I ever realised.
Oh, it's huge.
And if you had the facilities to be able to host that sort of stuff.
Yeah, most of your wargaming shops have a table in there for playing.
Oh yeah,
they're free, don't they?
Yeah.
I know the one in Uxbridge used to when I lived down there.
Well, I can't remember exactly where it was. I went to go and get some paint somewhere. I think it was down Horchurch sort of way, Essex way. And I drove around for ages trying to find this place because it was on an industrial unit. And that was a wargaming business. And that was literally, you walk through the door and it was just tables everywhere. And a little corner of this unit, which was where you could buy your paints. And I just thought, that's a really good idea. Really good, because you'd have to. It's the only way in which you could really do it is to effectively talk to your local club and get your local club to come down there and your wargaming club and
sell food.
Yeah, bring it and just like go. I mean, you'd have to make it an event.
Yeah, food and deodorant.
Yeah. Yeah. That does appeal, but again, it'd be hard to set up. Sharp is just saying that the markup on models are so marginal to actually sell them. You have to, an awful lot of them to get any money to start with. And yeah, Chancellor, you're right. If you're into the hobby and you make it into a business, it can kill it.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I've always said that if I won the lottery substantially, then I would open up a model shop. But all
your mates free entry.
All I would do is all I would do is I would employ someone, so give someone a job, and their remate or the idea would be basically they run the shop to a point where it pays for itself, i.e. that person's wages and whatever. And then all I would take out of it is I just go into the shop and take models that I want to build. And that's it. I wouldn't want anything more from it. So all you need to do is just give me the winning lottery numbers.
I'll just get them for you. Hold on.
Yeah, just sort that out.
I think I would spend all day in the shop if I had one. But the shop would be mainly tables where people could just come and sit all day and build shit. Yeah,
but that's sort of, I mean, since that original thought, that was actually something in which I'd gone down the road of, is I thought to myself, because I'm going to sound all stupid now when I say this, but the amount of people that are like, oh yeah, when you go shopping, it's all about the experience, which is toffee. But in this respect, that probably would work really well.
Yeah,
we made it a place where people went and sat and did their model making, had a chat or whatever.
Yeah, coffee,
and a burrito.
And wives could drop their gentleman friends off
while they go shopping. Yeah,
a creche.
That
would be
a model making creche.
That would be the title of the place, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
Man Creche.
Man Creche.
But that would be sexist.
Taking that idea right now, Man Creche.
How about Partner Creche? That would be better.
No, Man Creche.
That would be more PC.
No, Man Creche.
Plus, it might attract the opposite sex. which could be useful, might not be. We need someone to buy the kits, yeah. Okay, we've got a few more comments in there. Sharpie saying nothing like the aroma of the Games Workshop in a hot summer's day. I've never been in one.
Even Sharpie agrees. Man Crest, brilliant.
Man Creche.
Yeah.
And beer. Well, yeah, of course. Sharpie, honestly, John, sorry. Of course there would be beer. It would have to be.
Oh, yeah. Gotta have beer.
And I it's something I've always said. When you go shopping, the amount of times you go shopping with your partner or wife or whatever, and you walk around the shop and you look around, if anything like nosy, but you look around and all you see is just men being effectively dragged around shopping, looking like they just want to kill themselves, or the worst thing is sitting outside a changing room.
Yep.
Feeling all sorry for themselves.
And when I say sitting, you're fighting over one chair.
Yeah. We're going a minute. Poof, that's mine.
So wouldn't that make their experience, the shoppers of the world experience so much better for them if they just dropped their partners at a Man Creche?
Man Creche. That's it. You got a paint on that one.
I have already. Google is my friend.
I think there's some department stores that already do it. They'll have a section where the men can go and like drink coffee and read papers.
Yeah, but it's not called Man Creche, is it?
Probably not.
I don't know whether they do they? I'm tempted to find out. But then I'd have to go shopping. I don't want to do that.
He's going to say, "It's Mrs. Right, we need to go shopping."
Yeah.
What? She's going to go, "What? You feeling all right?"
It would confuse her. If I said to her, "We need to go shopping," she would call a doctor, I tell you.
She would go, "Huh? What?"
I need to have my man taken away. He wants to go shopping. There's something clearly wrong with him. I'm really worried by that comment, Sharpie.
What's he put now?
Being outside a changing room with no Wi-Fi is the worst thing. I'm just going to leave it there. I daren't say it, but I'm just going to leave it hanging. And moving on.
Moving swiftly on.
Swiftly. There does seem to be a consensus that a Man Creche is something that would work really well. I think it's a good idea. I shall go and see my bank manager tomorrow. And hope it's a man. Hello, I'd like to make a Man Creche.
Oh, yes, good idea.
Mind you, that could go terribly wrong.
You might it's better if it was a female. And you go, actually, yeah, that'd be good. Somewhere I can get rid of him.
How quickly do you do? That's why.
I'm already writing the adverts.
Gulp it down bit by bit. Piece it out.
You don't even have to have a company. You just have to like paint on the idea and then sell it to all the big supermarkets, all the big department stores.
How people get fat quickly is rushing food, eating one go, one sitting. They won't pace it out. Like when that's why
No, I'd have to have the concept first.
equated thing.
Just one store, one that was mine. Mind you, they don't copy it. And it's a little bit like training programs for companies, isn't it? They bring in somebody to, we haven't got the staff to do that. We'll bring someone in, and then our staff will sit and watch you deliver it for a month, and then we'll sack you, and we've got our own one.
That's what I mean. So you'd have to do it. You'd have to market the idea.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Very cynical of you there, James.
Hey?
Very cynical of you there.
Yeah, I don't know where that's coming from. much.
Either
Yeah,
cynical.
but to be fair, it's probably true.
It is, unfortunately. Steve is in the house. Hello, Steve.
Or something.
Men going shopping, we go in, grab what we need, and go home. Yeah, you're dead right. Go with a woman, and you end up looking at all sorts of tat.
Yes.
Hence the reason Man Crash.
Man Creche is a plausible. I gotta go and speak to Mr. Sugar. He seems like a clever man.
Get it that in the Dragon's Den.
What
Yeah. You want to get down there?
Offer him 12.5% for 50,000. I guarantee it won't be enough.
Why? Art, don't. You always say that you've done it wrong. Art is now wrong.
And the cynicism, I can't believe you put that in there for me, Sharpie. Thank you very much. Is down to him. It's apparently his effect. So that's fair enough. Intellectual property of the Man Creche. Do you know what? That is just the best sentence ever. Yeah, the irony of the whole sentence. The intellectual. There is intellect. Of course, there is. There's male people involved. Yes,
Man people.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
To get around the PC thing, you could actually call it that, couldn't you? Intellectual property. Mind you, it's probably painted in some other way. We got the Red Baron modeler or modeling. Just joined us. Hello,
Baron.
Steve and the Red Baron modeler. Tell us what you're up to at the moment. Maybe you're at the bench as we speak and modeling away, and you're just listening to us drone in the background, which is perfect. Or are you stuck at work? And whereabouts are you from as well? Let us know. Don't worry, we've all got a terrible memory. We'll forget anyway. But tell us anyway.
Vader's in.
And Chancer, yes. Like now I understand why you've got that as a name.
Yeah.
It says, but if you go with your wife, you can sort of possibly control how much she spends. No, I'll get a Man Creche. It'd be a lot easier. There's no if you're in the creche, there's no telling what she will buy. As long as she doesn't take your cards, it doesn't matter.
I was going to say, as long as she's got her own credit card and not yours, that's what matters.
You boys seem to forget. What's yours is hers, and what's hers is her own.
Steve is Southport Steve from ISM. Yes, we know you.
Oh, yes.
Southport Steve.
Vader's in. A shocking finish on that.
And the Red Baron modelling is working on a Tamiya 148-0.
Ooh.
And his cowling's rolled off under the table, under his spray booth.
Yeah. Oh, can you hear me? Yeah, I'm sorting out the voice activity.
And apparently Sharpie's other half hates clothes shopping as much as he does.
Oh, that's good.
She's a keeper.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to get it so I can still hear me and
Oh, next door.
And Man Creche.
No, I don't think I can do that way.
And Steve says he's just finished rigging his Fokker E2 cockpit.
Ooh.
Zombie.
Another someone for a Fokker challenge, I think.
Yes.
Steve, you up for a Fokker challenge?
Show us your Fokker.
Any fucker will do.
And Chancellor says what she spends apparently you cannot spend on kits and supplies. Well, that's true, I guess. That's true. Can't say no to that. Matthew Peckett is at the bench now. Hurrah!
Hey.
Welcome back. Just starting on his Tamiya Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 5. First Tamiya kit he's done. I believe that will go together like a dream for you.
Tamiya kits are supposed to be pretty good, aren't they?
They are. What company's the 109? I'm assuming it's the 109 that I'm building, and that is an academy. It's a very basic kit.
Coffee assistance, right?
And hopefully that'll come in. It's that one there.
Oh, we can do the other one. Paul's saying there that he's got a wife that builds kits.
Oh, even better.
Even better. Oh my god.
I don't go in there enough to see him run up again.
And Sharpie's mini art interior challenge. Anyone?
Stop dropping it.
Steve's on his Fokker wingnut wings, apparently.
Nice.
Oh. Then a 48-hour build of a Fokker will be absolutely easy as peasy for you then, Steve, wouldn't it? Or maybe, no, well, no. I don't think wingnut wings do 148, do they?
Looks like it's from 19.
I have no idea.
No, I haven't either, if I'm honest. What do I know? I know nothing.
Yeah, that one.
That's a good question from Chancer. Asking Paul if he has to share his band cave with the wife.
It's the texture.
Oh, now then.
Not the actual color.
That is a good question.
Oh, Sharpie. You may not be aware of this, might you? On the 22nd of March, to celebrate the Model Officers Mess Facebook group's creation. It's their birthday on that day or that weekend. We're going to do a 48-hour birthday build, and the subject is any Fokker will do. So, in 148. So, are you interested? Do you want to get involved? Part of the reason why we started doing our the live hangout was to build up for that. So you're more than welcome.
Indeed. The more the merrier.
That's what you think.
Absolutely. The more people can get involved. On the mess, we have got quite a few people saying they're up for doing it. But, yeah, we'll see. And Paul answered the question. He said, yes, he does.
Find something different.
But she's got her own area and her own stash.
Oh, nice. Do you hide stashes from each other?
That's a good. Paul, we're going to quiz you now because this is becoming a very interesting topic. So yeah, let's see. Do you hide each other's stash or stuff from each other?
I was going to say stuff from each other's stash, so you buy stuff and not telling each other.
Oh, okay, right, gotcha.
Yeah, sorry, I know it's 48 hours, Sharpie. I know it's a bit slow for you. Sorry, but I'm sure you can stretch it out for 48 hours.
48 hours for Sharpie, you could probably do 2 in that time.
That's what I said. He does like a slow build, though.
Yeah. Well, no, you can do 2. It's fine.
Face painting one.
Right, so there's the destroyer's engine area done,
Oh, look at them.
and I got fibre optics in the end.
Here we have a cockpit done.
That's nice.
So
Well, you two have been very productive, I must say.
Which does actually just flip open like that.
Yeah, a cockpit, yeah. So it does come up, doesn't it? So you can see inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, nice click into place. So, yeah. I don't think it'll ever be open like, but
No.
I'm just waiting for my balls to dry.
Right, let's have a tidy up. And I'll get that bird of prey down.
So yeah, Sharpie's answered there and said that his mojo's suffering a little bit at the moment. I think it's time of year, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
Sharpie.
I think because I've had that.
Yeah, everyone's struggling a little bit. And you're right, it's a slow build, but you can always build 2, Sharpie, so that's fine. He says his quickest lasted 2 hours on IFM. Yes, I remember that.
On the web for quickest towers.
Well,
Take a look.
Okay.
Oh,
Thanks. I'll have a look at that. Thanks for thanks for getting involved. So Paul has come back. So she don't mind. She doesn't mind. She don't mind me buying modelling. Seems to come first. So good. All right. So she's okay. And yeah, fair enough. A good question from Chancellor as well was, how do your stashes differ?
ooh, yeah.
Oh, it's like you've become our special guest.
Yeah. Why not just come and join us?
The 10 minutes quick fire round with Paul. And does she have a sister?
Well, that one will be coming.
Yeah.
Had to go there, didn't we?
That wasn't me. That was from Chancellor.
Yeah, well, now we've got that name, didn't we?
Yeah.
Well,
It's your art,
That's
it's
it,
your
Bill.
style. Find it.
Now the question is, if you've got a young lady that likes model making and you have a creche, a man creche,
Which one does the shopping? And which one goes in the creche?
which one gets dropped off?
oh, you'd have to take it in turns.
Yeah.
Now that would be interesting, wouldn't it?
Take pictures.
Full on Barney at the.
A couple at the door, Barney in. I want to stay.
Yeah, it's my turn. You stayed last week. No, I didn't. Because I had to go and do such and such instead. No, you didn't, you idiot.
No.
He's really living that moment.
He was, wasn't he?
I'm going to think this through completely. I'm going to role play it just so I make sure I know what's what.
Just me, it looks like in the one for next thing.
Oh, would you look at that? Steve's got a Klingon on his desk.
Another one. Oh, is this the kit?
Yeah.
Right, come on.
I'll say my coffee assistant's just arrived. Thank you very much.
Too much more.
Yes.
Yippee!
Right, let me just switch cameras.
Just before you do that, I'm just going to pick up on a comment. Basically, Sharpie says that both do the shopping, then chill out for a few hours in the man creche.
Yeah.
There is that.
Yeah, no, that works. And John, I believe, if I got the name right, said, what would be the admission price?
Oh.
Now, Yep, gonna have to think about that. And Paul's come quickly in with a reply. We both mainly build cars and bikes, but I'm getting into ships. She's done some cracking builds, and no, she doesn't. She hasn't got a sister.
We'd love to see these belts. We've probably seen them already, actually.
Yes,
We've just not realised what it is that we're seeing.
yes.
Yeah.
My last question to Paul will be, because that's your quick fire 10 minutes up. My last question to you will be, have you ever published a build of hers and said it was you that built it?
Ooh.
Don't sweat yourself out on this one
Yeah,
drawing.
brave if you did.
Brave if you tell us. Anyway, let's get on to some Klingons.
Yes, let's have a look at this kit.
And then go on to the next one.
1 second, my daughter's just asking.
And you print.
This has turned out to be quite a big.
You want to try something different instead of going back to this one and changing it up.
Yeah, I'm liking that actually, Carl. I've got to be honest.
There's nothing to it. There really isn't.
It may benefit you in the long run. You never know.
Well, to be perfectly honest, I don't think it needs any more. It doesn't need anything added to it. Certainly not. It's just enough. Unless, of course, you want to be super detailed.
And Paul's response to the last question was, no, not yet, but tempting.
You want to do a digital painting of that?
This is going to look good with a gunk wash on it.
Mm.
Yeah. I see. Yeah, why don't you give that a shot then?
Sharpie says £7.50 per hour minimum wage would be the price of entry.
Right, so we have the Star Trek AMT Star Trek Klingon Bird of Prey 1/350 scale. Oh. So it's green. Plastic's green.
I'll save some painting.
This has got the metal feet, this one, but it's not too bad. It's the length of the body.
Okay.
Because I know my Enterprise is 1/350, and that's huge.
Yeah.
And this is the same scale.
I always thought Bird of Prey was quite small.
Yeah, the Bird of Prey was only a like a fighter, hunter fighter. And so that would be its wingspan, approximately.
Okay.
But this one.
So what's that? About 30 centimeters across.
Let's have a look. It is 100, 350. So 200.
Take the socks off in a minute. Be able to count to 19 then.
25 centimeters, 26 centimeters long. Fecker.
Sorry.
No, it goes funny. Then it will be approximately about 37 centimeters wide.
Yeah.
But like I said, this one you can have the wings in 3 positions. And this one has, I'm sure, yeah, it's got metal feet.
After his dinner, he said.
Okay. Yeah, because it's quite varied on prices, depending on where you go for that kit.
Yeah.
Discontinued or something.
I've had this a while now. I can't remember how much I paid for it. But yeah, it's quite good. I'm going to give it a light up. To do the lighting any justice, it is going to take some modification.
Some clever wire routing.
Other?
Some clever wire routing.
Yeah. See, like you've got the guns on here, and you can see them.
Oh, James, have a practice of your locking on the target. See a place if you can get it to lock on.
Say that again.
Let's have a practice see if you can get it to lock onto Steve.
Oh.
While he's showing this kit, because it keeps jumping between whoever's talking.
Let's see.
Okay.
I think it does.
So anyway, you got the barrel here for like a gun. Ideally, you want to light that up. So you need to cut this off here and here, and then replace it with a piece of copper tube,
Yeah.
and then drill it out, and then reattach these bits, so you can run a fibre right through there.
Yeah.
And again, you're gonna have to think about how you're gonna drill out. You can do the ones on here as well, but again, you're gonna have to have some very fine tubing of some kind. But that's if you want to light up the guns. If I do it how I want to do it, as in on a dio, I won't need to do them. Because my plan is to have it where it was used in the search for Spock.
You know, it landed on Vulcan.
When it landed on Vulcan, so it'd be like a really red, dusty planet surface.
Yeah.
With some LEDs in a circle going around it, with its wings up.
Yes.
That's my thoughts.
Nice. Cool.
Whether that comes to fruition or not, I don't know.
Okay.
So in the terms of difficulty level, is that like massively different to other stuff you've done?
I don't know. I think with any kit,
I don't know.
you can make it as easy or as hard as you want to. If you're going to go down the lighting route.
Steve says do it cloaked. Save you. That'd save you a heap of time on weathering as well.
Yeah, that's it. Just have a dusty surface, some lights, and that's it. And then some imprints where it's
You're like, no, stop it. So I'm doing.
Or what was the other one where they had to go and get the whale?
That was
The Journey Home or something?
Journey Home, yeah.
Journey Home, yeah.
And yeah, so it was in that park, wasn't it? So it just had the footprints of the bird of prey.
Yes.
That's it. That's easy to do.
Yeah. You'd have to have Sulu standing in fresh air though.
Yeah, and fresh air. Was it Sulu or was it Scotty?
Sulu that stayed at the ship.
Oh, I thought
William Shatner had a big argument, and Shatner says,
I thought Scotty was on top as well when they were bringing in the plexiglass.
Yeah. Yeah. Will Shatner got all pissy because them pair really don't get on.
Yeah.
Like as long as it's on my mouth here.
So yeah, so I think we figured out the query we had, didn't we?
And how so you
Which one?
Well, while Steve was doing his thing, stayed on one person, so that worked.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, we got it. Sussed.
Yeah, still learning. Just that little bit.
Oh, for God's sake, Emily.
Steve just said, "How about you modelling that as it's entering warp, as stretched?"
Yeah.
I can answer that for him, actually, Steve. And no, because he'd have trouble lighting the match.
Lighting a blooming match. And they were swan matches as well, and I still couldn't light the daggers.
Just beat your Sharpie.
It's a good job you know each other, or else.
Yeah, a little, isn't it?
Yes. Just a tad.
And if you've got your Facebook chat open, guys.
Yeah.
Once every 2 seconds.
There you go. Have a quick look at that.
Oh.
In the meantime, while we're just chatting, let's have a quick look, see if I've missed anything in the chat. I don't think we have.
Yeah, I think so, probably, James.
Just send you a message. Might be worthwhile doing.
Right, so yeah, so looking at the chat, it looks like we're all up to date. There's 11 of us watching. So thank you very, very much for joining us. However, what I'm going to do is just do this a second. Bit of pre-warning, change of camera. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put someone on the spot and basically put them on. Did you see that message, Carl?
Yeah, go on.
Go on then. I'm going to hand over to Carl. Carl's got something he needs to say.
Change your camera, Carl.
Oh, no, it'll stay down here. Right, so as most of you know, all of us are members of ISM, and every year ISM do a auction for models for heroes. So this year they will be doing the same again, and it's going to be happening on the 1st of March at 7:30 p.m. on ISM's YouTube channels, and it's effectively the same as last time, an auction for kits, and all the proceeds will go to Models for Heroes. So if you're not already subscribed to ISM, head on over there, subscribe, and start saving your pennies for the 1st of March. That's exactly what I'm doing. So I'm hoping to buy at least a couple of kits, or at least get involved with bidding for a couple of kits, and hopefully I'll win some. I managed to win one last year. I think I got, what was I got last year? The Matilda I got last year. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say. Head on over, 1st of March. Put it in your calendar.
There we go. So, as Carl's just mentioned, ISM are going to be doing that really, really, really important event to earn some money for a great, great charity. I volunteer for them. I am a coordinator for the Royal Chelsea Hospital, Royal Hospital Chelsea. So in London, and I also am about to start another one, which I don't think I'm going to continue it, but I'm just going to do the first one anyway. So your models and money to support the charity and the work they do is fantastic, and it is there on the screen for you to see the details. So I'm going to come out of that. And I'm going to see just seamless, absolutely seamless.
I think all of us have got a post posted in our groups.
Yeah.
ISM have got it there. There's a big spiel on there on how to donate kits as well if you want to donate a kit, and where to send it to, etc., etc. So
absolutely, yeah.
reading a lot.
So obviously our pages are the Model Officers Mess for myself, Making Models for Carl, and Totally Scale Models for Steve, which is there. Thank you, Steve. Well done. So yeah, well, we've been on for 2 hours. Thank you very much for joining us. 11 people still watching. If you fancy putting a thumbs up, please put a thumbs up, put a thumbs down, whichever. Doesn't matter. It's fine. If you didn't like it, then drop us a note and tell us why.
Yeah, put a thumbs down and let us know what.
Yeah. So any suggestions, anything like that?
Anything you'd like to see? Anything you'd like us to do? Apart from that, let us know.
Yeah. So there you go. So we're going to call it an evening. Thank you all very much for joining us. Thank you very much for making the chat active.
Yes.
Really, really is the whole idea of it, so we can interact with one another, and you can even see the master himself there chewing away on something.
Flapjack.
A flapjack. There we go.
Flapjack.
So yeah, there we go. We're going to call it quits. Thank you very much, everybody. As I say, we will be doing this every fortnight. So in 2 weeks' time, the 23rd of February, we'll be live. We do a hangout on the alternatives, which will not be live. So if you want to come and join us for a bit of model making,
yes,
and a bit of a laugh and a joke, it's fine, no problem. Do that.
Yeah, so next Saturday we do post up links to the off-air hangout in our groups. So yeah, just come along and join us. It's off air. No airs and graces. Just a bit of a chat and lark around.
Yeah, sometimes we're limited in language.
Yeah.
Generally is the
Foul.
Anyway, I'm going to call it quits. Thanks very much, guys, and see you.
Cheers
soon.
all. Bye.
See you later, gents.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
And it is stopping.